Hey everyone, welcome back to Williamson Ridge Outdoors. Today we are actually out here by our manual tire changer from Harbor Freight once again because I've got a dump trailer tire that has a nail in it, and I'm going to pull that tire off the rim and actually patch the tire on the inside as opposed to putting a plug or something in it. So right now I've got the spare tire on the trailer, and what I'm going to end up doing is actually patching this tire and then using it as the spare. So let's grab that tire, put it on the changer, see if we can't get it broke down and get it fixed. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure all the air is out of the tire. I'm gonna remove the valve stem. Or I'm gonna remove the valve stem core. Yep, and it's pretty much empty. So I'm gonna slide it over on top of our tire changer. And as I push down on this, I'm just gonna make sure the edge of this metal piece here goes behind the rim. Uh-oh. So don't have the tire slid back far enough. There we go. So there's a lip on the bottom side of this tire changer that hooks your rim. So if you don't have it hooked on there, then your rim can slide out. Yeah, that's not too bad right there. Pops it right off there. That one is a little more stuck, so I'm going to push it down a little bit and I'm going to spin the tire a little bit. And then we'll do it in another spot. Do that one more time, and I think it'll come loose. There it goes. And usually once you kind of get it broke down, you can just walk the rest of the edges down. So I'm going to pull our cap off, and our tire hold down flange. And got our little stem up through one of the lug nut holes. Kind of center it up as much as you can. Don't have to be perfect on here, but I like to get as close as possible. So now we're going to snug this thing down. So bear with me, if you hear me breathing, it's because this is work, but it works really well. So now we're going to take the end of our bar and just stick underneath the lip on the tire. And also push this side down in order to let the tire move into the groove. So you can see how it just pops up there. And then we're just going to turn around it. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to pull the tire up to get the lip under the bar. And then make sure that this side of the tire is in the indention in the rim. Uh-oh. Try that again. It was almost off of there. There we go. There we go. That first time it was almost all the way off. I let my bar slip and it just popped it right back on. So now that I have the tire off, you can see right here, there's a nail or a piece of metal or something sticking through the tire right there. I don't know if you can see that too well in the dark or not, but we're gonna pull that out of there and then we're gonna put a patch in here. Yep, it was a nail all right. So take this for what you will, because I have never patched a tire before. I've always just plugged them. But patching a tire is actually supposed to be a better fix than plugging. And since we have the tire changing tool, I figured I'd go ahead and do the patch. Now the absolute best, I believe, is actually a tire plug patch combined. But I couldn't find any of those around here locally. So all I could get was just the regular patches, and I got the patches for radial tires. So the kit says to scuff up the rubber inside the tire around where the hole is at least around 2 inches around that area, to make sure any loose debris is removed from the tire. So it's hard to get footage down inside this tire, but the directions said to spread a liberal amount of rubber cement around where the hole is at and kind of work it in, and then also remove any excess. And then it says to peel the backing off and stick the patch over the hole, and then peel the clear film off the other side, and then work it in and make sure that it's pressed in good around the edges. From just the looks of it right there, I feel that that is stuck quite well. And you can kind of tell that whether it's sticking or not, and it definitely feels secure right there. So now that we got our patch in our tire, I'm gonna go ahead and remount this tire and put air back in it, and it should be good to go. So this is the bottom side of the tire, and I'm gonna go ahead and put our tire lube on this side, get a nice little coating on there. So you're going to take this hook right here, and you're going to hook that under the edge of the bead of your tire. And then you're going to push down and try to turn this at the same time. And that way it holds the inside bead to the inside or the smallest part of your rim. And if you can't just turn it all the way on, then you may need to use the other side, and you can kind of just stick it right underneath the edge of the wheel or the tire, and then it'll just pop on. So we're going to go ahead and lube this side. And again, we're going to hook the end of our tool right here under the bead of the tire, and you'll see as if you hold this side down, kind of help hold it on the wheel, it starts pulling its way onto the wheel. Now, I got that a little bit too soon to pop out of there, but we'll just work it the rest of the way in with our tire iron. And just making sure that we're pushing our wheel down so that it can go in this smallest side of the wheel, or pushing our tire down so it goes in the smallest part of the wheel. That'll probably pop on there now. Yep. Now, if your tire has any markings on it, which I think, not sure if this is it or not, but I don't see a dot anywhere on this tire to tell me where it should line up with the valve stem. Sometimes they'll have a red dot or a yellow dot that will help you to line that up, and you're supposed to line that dot up with your valve stem, but I don't see it on these tires, so we're just going to go with it from right there. So next thing, I'm just going to push this tire down on the back side of the rim to try to get that back bead seated. Or at least somewhat seated. I'm going to hook up my tire thing here, and I'm going to hit the trigger, and I'm going to pull up on the tire at the same time. And there you have it. So this one is by far a lot easier than what the last one was. And if you've been following the channel, you'll see that I've done a hay trailer tire, and it was a little bit tougher to get seated, but this one, it was no trouble at all. So I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna continue to put a little bit more air in, but it's all the way popped on the bead now. I still have to put my valve core back in it. Just snug it down. Now we're ready to finish inflating the tire. That has got us patched up. So that worked out really good. We got the tire back on, we've got it aired up. It didn't take very long to do this. It actually, including the video time, it only took me 30 minutes to pull this tire off here and get in there and patch it and then put it back on. So that's a lot less time than it would take to drive somewhere and have somebody else do it and then have to pay them to do that. So this tire changer is actually going to work out really good for us, I believe. I've already used it on 2 separate occasions and 2 different trailers. So thanks for checking out the video today. If you enjoyed it, I appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button. I'm going to get back at it, and we'll see you on the next one.